Hello friends, welcome to Vidya's cooking channel. This is Vidya Lakshmi. Today I'm going to be showing you how I prepared stuffed peas puri and paratha. We'll be using the same filling for the paratha and the puri. This is a versatile recipe. It turned out so good. You can eat these puris as it is without any curries. Just serve it with some tomato ketchup or some curds. It's absolutely tasty. The parathas also turned out so soft. It was really nice and tasty. I'm going to start preparing the stuffing first. So for the stuffing, I've placed water in a pot. I've added the peas on low to medium flame. I'm going to cover and cook the peas till it's tender. Don't cook it till it's mushy, just cook it till it's tender. Once the peas have cooked, I've drained it, allowed it to cool down completely, then added it to a mixer jar along with ginger and chilies. I'm going to be grinding the peas into a smooth paste. Once the peas have ground into a smooth paste, I've placed a wok on medium flame and added oil. Once the oil reaches temperature, we'll be adding all the spice powders. All the ingredients used in this recipe along with detailed measurements and a detailed blog post will be in the description box below this video, or you can click the icon above this video which will direct you to my blog. Here, once the oil has heated well, I've added asafoetida, garam masala, cumin powder, chili powder and turmeric powder. We'll fry it for few seconds and then add the peas. So once you fry the masalas, the raw flavor from the masala will reduce and it will release a good aroma. So now when we add the peas, we should immediately mix the masala in the peas and fry the peas. Add salt as per taste. You have to keep the flame on low to medium flame. Keep adjusting it from medium to low flame and fry the peas till the masala goes dry. It should not be watery, because once you stuff the peas and you roll it out in the dough, the masala should not ooze out from the dough. So here you can see I've kept it on low flame. I'll keep stirring it and spreading the peas all over the wok, and I'll fry it so that the moisture from the peas reduces. You have to be very patient when you're preparing this. Now while this is cooking, I'm going to prepare the dough. I've already sifted and reserved wheat, whole wheat flour and all-purpose flour. I'll add salt little bit and we'll combine the all-purpose flour and wheat flour. It is equal measure of whole wheat flour and all-purpose flour. That is maida. Once I've combined the salt, wheat flour and maida, I'll gradually add water and knead it to a soft dough. Once we knead the dough, you have to keep kneading it for 10 minutes to achieve that soft consistency. Then we'll be adding oil and knead it for another 2 minutes. All the ingredients and measurements will be listed in the description box below this video, friends. Or you can click the icon above this video which will direct you to my blog. You can also visit me on my social media handle, Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. All the links to my social media will also be in the description box below this video. Now once I've added the oil and I finish kneading the dough, I'll allow it to rest for 20 to 30 minutes. So because the filling also has to rest for 20 to 30 minutes once it's fried. Now the dough is ready. I covered it and allowed it to rest. You can see the peas has cooked very well. The moisture has completely evaporated. It is not sticky. I'll remove it from the flame and allow it to cool down. So once your dough and the filling has completely cooled down, take small portions of the dough ball slightly larger than the marble size, roll it out and reserve. If you are preparing paratha, take a dough ball which is slightly larger than the line. Now once you form the roundels, using both the thumbs, gently press the dough and form a small cup-like shape in the middle. Once you have formed the cup-like shape in the middle, take the filling slightly larger than the dough and fill it right in the middle, and you have to press the filling in the middle so that the dough automatically closes and it's easy for you to gather the dough and form a even roundel. So this is a very simple process. You just have to practice it and prepare it. The same method you have to prepare the paratha roundels also. So gently press in the middle, form a cup-like shape, place the filling in the middle and gently press the filling in the middle so that the dough closes automatically on its own, and you gather all the edges and you seal it. So this is very simple. Prepare it and reserve. You have to dust the surface and the dough with some extra wheat flour while rolling it out. So place the dough on some wheat flour, dust it both the sides and place it on the surface. You can prepare the paratha roundels and the puri roundels in the same way and reserve it, and you can prepare both together simultaneously. It is very easy. Don't roll it out into a thin puri, let it be slightly thicker. So once you have rolled out the puri, you just have to reserve it. Just dust off that excess flour on that puri using a towel, and it will be easy for you to fry. So prepare as many puris as you can and reserve. Also place a wok on low flame with oil so that once you finish rolling out the puris, it's easy for you to fry it. Also heat a tawa on medium flame and reserve it. So once you finish rolling out the paratha, it will be easy for you to fry the paratha simultaneously. Here you can see I prepared the paratha roundel in the same manner how I prepared the puris. I dusted the surface and the dough ball with some excess wheat flour, and with gentle hands I am rolling it out. You can see that filling has not come out anywhere, and the filling has evenly spread in that paratha. It was very tasty. The outcome was very good. So now we will start frying the paratha and the puris. This winter season we are able to get a lot of peas in the market, so do try this recipe. It is very nice and tasty. I originally posted this recipe back in 2011 and I'm redoing the recipe because the old video did not look very good, so I had to take it down and I'm redoing the recipe. Since this filling is versatile, I prepared the puri and the paratha in a single video. Otherwise I had to do a separate video for both, but it is a versatile recipe. You can prepare puris or paratha, so I am putting both the recipes in one video. Hope this is useful for everybody. Those who like fried stuff can prepare puri, or those who like parathas can prepare parathas. You can also use whole wheat and avoid maida. It is totally up to you, but the outcome was really good. Do try this recipe, friends. You can see I finished frying the puris. You just have to fry it for 2 minutes on each side in the oil, drain it and reserve it. The parathas also the same way. Heat the tawa well, then place the paratha on the tawa and fry it for 2 minutes on each side. You can add oil or ghee as per your wish and fry the paratha till it's brown both sides. I've used oil, but you can also use ghee. I added few drops of oil for both sides and fried the paratha till it's golden brown and removed it from the flame and started to serve my parathas as hot as possible. Do try this recipe, friends, and post your comments. All the links to my blog and all the ingredients used in this recipe will be listed in the description box below this video. If you enjoyed watching this video recipe, friends, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to me for more recipes. I'll be seeing you soon with the next recipe video. This is Vidya Lakshmi. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.